Hey guys, welcome. Welcome aboard if you're brand new. Welcome back if you are not. And welcome home. As always, if that sits perfectly for you, let's talk about what is up this week. This is the week of the 26th of May through the 1st of June 2025. And I'm not really sure how we're already in June. I mean, we could have a conversation about time dilation and time compression if you really wanted, but the fact of the matter is, wow, it's June, right? Okay, so let's go here. Saturn is now in Aries. And we start this week off. Well, let's just get right into it. Monday, the 26th. We start the week with a Taurus moon conjunct Aries, right? Early in the morning in time for coffee. And then the moon moves into Gemini around lunchtime. That Gemini moon is going to sextile Saturn, conjunct Mercury, sextile Neptune. Mercury in Gemini will sextile Neptune in Aries. That Gemini moon will square retrograding Pluto. And at 10:02 p.m. Central Time, the Gemini moon conjuncts the sun, which means we have a new moon at 6 degrees Gemini. Okay, let's just lodge that. 6 degrees Gemini, new moon, right? So, all right, the new moon, well, the moon starts the day conjunct Uranus, right? The Taurus moon conjuncts Taurus Uranus. Now, here's the deal. If we pay attention, right, this is that last aspect before the moon goes void, of course, and then changes sign into Gemini. Um, right, right. So the day starts with that Taurus moon conjuncting Uranus, and the moon ends the day with the Gemini moon conjuncting the sun. So here's the deal. This is a beautiful opportunity today for you to play in the realms of potential and possibility. And here's the thing, both of those concepts, potential and possibility, are always bound only by the way that you agree to the sense of limitation or not. All right. So if you want to play a little game with yourself, because we know that Uranus is going to move into Gemini soon, and that Uranus plays a big factor in the beautiful small trine that's going to happen over the next several months. As you're putting your intentions together, right? If you want to work outside of this lunar cycle, if you want to engage in a Uranus little game here, Uranus will be at this degree of Gemini on the 3rd of June listen to me, 2027. Okay, so pay attention. That's a year and a half away. But if you want to play, if you would like to play this game and dig into your long-term potential, do it, right? See if you can do a little time folding between now and June of 2027. Drop your seed into the long term game. And here's what I want to say though, be available for things to manifest in a different way than you perhaps expected, right? This is Uranus energy. So you have to be open to serendipity. You have to be open to a little bit of shaking, but that's okay, right? If you have a commitment to something that you want to be in manifestation by June of 2027, put it in the dropper now, put it in the bucket now, put it in the earth now. Do whatever it is that you want to do to plant that seed now, and let that roll, right? Potential and possibility are big themes with that Gemini energy. On Tuesday, Mercury in Gemini trines Pluto. The Gemini moon will sextile both Venus and Mars. So here's the deal. On Tuesday, you have a great opportunity to witness an old pattern in a new way, right? So look for some kind of awarenesses that have been veiled or maybe just off your radar. If you have to follow it into the depths of your soul for clarity, go ahead. Go ahead and do that work, right? The gem that comes back will be absolutely worth the effort. Um, and the positive consequences. You hear me? I'm air quoting because we don't really believe in positive, but the positive consequences to your life will make the time spent on that depth of spelunking, right? Absolutely worthwhile. On Wednesday, the Gemini moon will conjunct Chiron, no, will sextile Chiron and conjunct Jupiter before the moon moves into Cancer around lunchtime. That Cancer moon is going to square both Saturn and Neptune and then quincunx Pluto. So here's the deal. On Wednesday, whatever you have to do, get your stuff done super early because after lunch, you kind of might find your energy lagging. And that's okay, right? It's a beautiful day to kind of close your doors literally and figuratively and really get to work on what it is that you need to do. I suggest that you breathe through your tendencies to want to give in to your distractions, and just muscle through your to-do list, right? And get those things done. You will absolutely be glad when you are reaping the consequences of your accomplishments, right? So just be in it. Just know that it might be a challenging day when it comes to accomplishing what it is that you want, but just stay busy, right? Stay on task and bring yourself back as many times as you need to. Thank you. On Thursday, the 29th, we only have one major aspect on the 29th. This is the Gemini Sun conjunct Mercury. It happens late, almost at the end of the day. So here's the deal. This is the kind of abracadabra energy that I mean, we really kind of wait for it all year. The power of the magic that is that, so you speak it, so it shall become energy, is absolutely ripe and abundant on Thursday. Be at your self expressive best. Call it all in, and here's the deal. Watch every impulse and curb every impulse to be self-doubting or self-deprecating, whether this is in thought or action. Speak yourself into power all day and do it without fail. Catch any way you want to curb your power, your expansion, your brightness, your brilliance. Be all of those things and speak power into them all day. On Friday the 30th, that Cancer moon is going to start off by squaring Venus and Chiron and sextiling Uranus before the moon moves into Leo mid-afternoon. And then we have a trine to Saturn, a trine to Neptune, and an opposition to Pluto. Here's the deal. Do not retell yesterday's tales. And what I mean by that is don't respin them, right? Don't go back and take all of those great words that you spoke on Thursday and be like, well, I mean, don't back out of your powerful story. Absolutely not. The fact of the matter is, if in the morning you kind of feel yourself folding back in on yourself, or if you're tempted by any old patterns or old habits, right? Just wait it out. Don't give in. By midday, the energy is going to shift, right, as that moon moves into Leo, and it might be a good day to get outside at lunch to do something, right? to give yourself the opportunity to kind of change your energy all on your own, because the opportunities that present in the afternoon will absolutely make you glad that you did not knuckle under and give into that kind of um, I don't know how to say it else any other way. That backing out energy, that playing small energy, that temptation that asks you to just kind of roll over, right? We're not doing that. So by afternoon, those tendencies will shift and change and go away. So just stay strong, right? It might be one of those days where if you have to do a little fake it till you make it for a few hours, you just have to do it, right? You just have to do it. On Saturday the 31st, that Leo moon sextiles both the sun and Mercury in Gemini. Here's the deal. On Saturday, do something grand, do something amazing, and make sure that you wear something that's going to get yourself noticed. Your energy is so supported, and so powerful, right? All of those Thursday stories, you get to step into them if you want on Saturday. My caveat to you is this: only make promises that you know you're going to be able to keep, no matter what, right? This is not a day to overpromise and figure it out later. You've got to know that you can deliver on Saturday. Otherwise, zip the lip, right? On Sunday the 1st, that Leo moon is going to conjunct Mars, trine both Venus and Chiron, and then Venus conjuncts Chiron mid-afternoon in Aries, right? That Leo moon is going to square Uranus and sextile Jupiter, and then the moon moves into Virgo later in the evening. And before the day turns, that Virgo moon is going to quincunx Saturn. So here's the deal. On Sunday, expect the unexpected, right? It is the 1st of June. So get grounded first thing. This day is going to require a less you-centric focus than that Leo moon might want. But remind yourself that your attitude and your approach from the get-go are what are going to really shape your experience. So as long as you're determined to show up, you will absolutely be capable of responding in the way that you want, and the universe will be able to respond to you in kind as well. So there is zero drag time, and what I mean by that is it is a fast manifestation day. So don't be surprised if it is a think it, see it, right? It's an instant karma kind of day. So keep your knees soft, and keep your willingness to pivot super available. Most of all, on Sunday, keep reminding yourself to smile, because what you're giving out is what you're going to be met with. And just pay attention to that. Let's dig at it. Let's get at it. Monday, the 26th, we have the Chariot and the King of Wands. Okay, so this is the way that we have balanced forward focus, right? The way that we're in progress. And this is a very, let's call it measured. Certainly, we are following our passions, right? Certainly, that we are really witnessing our full potential, our whole possibility, but we're also making sure that we understand that the going has to be balanced, right? We can be really feeling some kind of way about it, but then we have to make the progress too. We have to really be digging the juice of it, but we have to be willing to back it up. So again, this is that brilliant new moon energy where we talked about kind of throwing that seed out there for Uranus as well. So be beyond your lunar cycle, right? If you want to, you don't have to, but if you want to, plant your lunar cycle seeds for sure, and understand that you get to move forward. But if you want to kind of throw a big rock out into the water that you know is going to ripple back to you, do that too. Make sure, though, that you're aware that your limitations are your limitations and your potential is your potential. And no matter how it is that you speak it, this week speaks that in every bit of the language. So just know that what you want is what you want. And if you tell yourself it's impossible, it's going to be. And if you tell yourself, oh, that's going to be easy, it will be, right? All good. On Tuesday, we have the Seven of Swords and the Lovers. Fascinating. This is the day we talked about finding a way to witness an old pattern in a new way, right? So, Seven of Swords in Eileen land, right? We know that this is always self denial, self deceit. This is the way that you have been telling yourself a story that is absolutely not true. And the Lovers comes in to show you how it is that the divine is working in your favor when it comes to choices and the way that you're going to witness things in clarity, right? It's about seeing and being seen and allowing yourself those things. So, what is it that you can peel back, right? What is it that you can allow yourself to go down into the depths of and really witness the origin or the inception of an old pattern? Um, Dig for it because the brilliance of it is absolutely going to be worth it to you, and that story that you tell yourself, it's your story, but it doesn't have to be, right? It doesn't have to be. So, on Wednesday, look at this. We have Temperance in the Sun. Look at all of these majors we have down here. So fascinating. All right, so we have Temperance and the Sun. Now, here's the deal. We talked about Wednesday as that day to get your business taken care of early because this is that day to focus on what you want and not give into your distractions. Well, guess what? That's exactly what you want to do. Here's the deal: measured progress, right? Measured progress. Temperance is the way that you choose to balance your knowledge and your experience into wisdom. And the sun is the way that you choose to let them be seen, right? Through the experience of yourself. So, how are you embodying your wisdom? How can you focus on what it is that you need to do? Well, guess what? Just balance out your distractedness because the work that you have to do is self work right now. And that's the way that you will shine later. If you can balance that kind of instant gratification with your delayed gratification, that's where karma allows you to learn, oh, look at you doing your thing, right? On Thursday. Come on, Page of Wands and Strength. This is lovely, especially for this day that we talked about abracadabra, right? Page of Wands, we've got this lovely, a couple of wands here that are telling us the story of what gets us juiced up, right? Where do you want to put your energy and how deep are you willing to go for it? Be at your self expressive best, right? This is the abracadabra day. And if you've not come into your power yet, today is a brilliant day to do that. How are you going to do that? You're going to really witness all of the ways and places that things are the heck yeah for you, right? Anything that magnetizes you instantly allows you to witness where you have overcome that trigger, right? Is this the thing for me? Yeah, absolutely. And um, if you've put up all those antennas because you know what it is that is aligned with your highest and best. And how do you do that? We align with the infinite, right? We know this. We know this. We know this is this theme this week with all of this Gemini energy. And as that sun conjuncts Mercury, right, you have the opportunity to really call it into action just with your energy. Now, guess what? This is always available to you. The lesson here is, oh, let me show you, right? This is, again, that instant karma, instant manifestation, instant gratification week. While you're planning, oh, look, I can do this here. Let me plan it out here. Let me plan it out here. Let me plan it out here. That's how you get where you want to go, right? On Friday the 30th, you have the Two of Cups and the Wheel. Again, we have this brilliant lover's energy that's really asking you um, to be in your story, not to dredge up all of these beautiful awarenesses that you have and drench them with your wet blanket, right? We talked about this as this day where if you can just ride out the morning, if you can just stay in your big, brilliant story, you will be in the bonus round, right? Get out at lunchtime, do some breathing, remind yourself that sometimes you're gonna have doubts or whatnot, but they don't have to redefine the story that you're telling, right? They can just be doubts. It's okay. It's okay to have a moment where you falter. It's okay to have a moment where you're tired. That's life. But allowing those moments to redefine the brilliance that is your journey, that is a choice, right? That's a choice. So dig in, do not give in, stay aligned, stay focused, stay on board with your highest and best, no matter what. On the 31st, you have the Ten of Wands and the Hanged Man. I love this. This makes perspective shift simple, right? We talked about this as that day to do something grand. And wear a red scarf. Wear something wild that's going to get people to look at you in a new way. Put down your self-consciousness, right? Your energy is absolutely supported, right? The Hanged Man, he's always got his halo shining. Here's the deal. Just make sure that you're not making promises. You're not adding to your burden list. You're lightening yourself, right? You're brightening yourself. You're lightening your load as well. So do whatever it is you have to do to get in alignment and don't pick up more baggage as you release it. There's no need, right? We're not putting things down so that we can gather up more. We're putting things down so that we can travel more lightly. And on Sunday, the 1st of June, we have another king, the King of Pentacles, and the the Seven of Pentacles. Isn't that interesting? So how are you fully resourced, right? We talked about expecting the unexpected. Here's the deal. The kings are always ready for whatever comes. So making sure that you are grounded, making sure that you are waiting with soft knees, right? Reminding yourself that your approach, right, is absolutely going to determine your experience, knowing that you have all the resources no matter what comes in. Absolutely no matter what comes in. And there's no drag. We're not going to be waiting today. We're not going to be waiting. We're going to be in motion. So make sure that your willingness to pivot is present. And I mean, both of these guys are kind of looking down in a way, but we talked about Sunday as a day to remind yourself to smile because your approach is what's going to determine what comes in. So you don't have to adjust your attitude if your attitude is already welcoming and curious, right? So see what you can do about that. Happiness is a choice. Yeah, that's a fact. And you have ample opportunity to practice this week, right? Your state is your state is your state, and you choose it. The circumstances around you do not determine that unless you give them the power to choose it. You can falter, you can have moments of doubt, but if you are always aligned in your highest and best, then you're always choosing, right? So choose wisely. Choose wisely. It's not that hard. Um, we have 22, the ghost dance. I'm fascinated. I like this. Let's see what the message is here. I'm interested. How about you? Here we go. The ghost dance of the American Plains Indians united the spirits of the living with those of the ancestors who bring peace to the world. Yes, please. When the ancestors are honored, they bring harmony to us. When they hold them responsible for all that is wrong with us today, they haunt us. Honor the spirits of your ancestors and receive their gifts and lessons. This includes honoring your own past lives. The ancestors have a message of healing and powerful medicine to offer you. Create a sacred moment at your altar, light a candle to them, and let their wisdom infuse you. At this stage in your life, you are done repeating their tragic stories. Step into the abundance that's offered to you. Receive the gifts of those that have come before you and write a new story for your life. Well, guess what? We talked about this. If you are trapped in a vicious cycle of nostalgia, mourning for a lost youth or opportunities missed, it's time to make an altar for the ancestors. Collect a few photos, light some incense, offer sage, and open the windows of your house to release them to their destiny and to the wind. Be wary of being snared in a relationship with someone from a past lifetime, as the people we loved or hurt have a way of reappearing in our lives. There is no learning for you there anymore. So here's the deal. We talked about this as a week of opportunity, right? A week of potential and possibility. The way that you choose to align with your past, carry it forward, or reinsert that into your conscious story now is a choice, right? Your ghosts haunt you as long as you stay connected, as long as you leave the door open, as long as you keep speaking to them, okay? And what I mean by that is the way that you allow your ghosts to play in your head, the way you allow your old stories, old situations, old circumstances, old relationships to have airplay in your consciousness gives them the availability to come back and poke the buttons, to reinsert, to reactivate the old patterns. If you can let that go, then you can align to the possibility and the potential in your now. Until you do that, however, you're always veering backwards, right? You're always weighed down by the things in your past. So allow the change, right? You can't tell yourself that you're moving forward if you know you're anchored back here to something else, right? To something old, right? You can't take the journey towards something new if you're stuck in an old spiral somewhere. So adjust your fractal, right? Those are your ghosts, right? And you can choose wisely. Again, you can choose wisely, right? Abracadabra, people. Have a beautiful week. Have a blessed new moon, and I'll see you next time. Take care.